see dead people.
They can hear us, you guys. You know?
No.
Good morning, everybody. We got in trouble from YouTube for playing music, so we're not playing music this morning. All right.
Well, good morning, everyone. It is Friday, or Fry-yay, as a lot of people like to say.
Woohoo!
On January 16th, 2026. Holy smokes, buckle up. We are in the thick of it. So I got a text yesterday, you guys, from President Trump, you know, the one he sends out to everybody. But he said to reach out to your Congress people and tell them that you want the Great Healthcare Act passed. And so I did the search, I found my congresswoman, I called their office, and some guy answers and he goes, "This is so-and-so's congressman's office, and how can I help you?" And I said, "Well, I'm calling to encourage my congressperson to vote for the Great Healthcare Act." And he said, "Oh, okay," because this never happened this way. You couldn't email her, I couldn't text her, had to be a phone call. So I get on he says, "Okay, well, what's your name?" So I say my name and I spell it for him. I had to spell my last name 5 times for him to get it right. 5 times. And then I said, and he said, "Okay, now what did you want to do again?" I said, I'm laughing to myself. But I said, "Okay," I said, "now, is there a way for me to give you my email address so that it can be logged that I called in on this on behalf of President Trump?" And his response was, "No, we don't do emails. We can't. I have no place to put it." I just said, "You got to be." He goes, "But there will be a log that you called and asked the congresswoman to vote in favor of the Healthcare Act." And I said, "Okay." 5 times I had to spell my name. 5,
Yeah.
and I spelled SHAL 5 times.
And this is what happened when you outsource your entire government to another country.
Exactly. Holy smokes, I was stunned. Oh my gosh. Well, let's see who's here this morning. Oh my goodness, look at the, wait a minute. The chat over here. There we go. Okay. Let's see who we have here. Jason Coons is here. I'm married to Bob. Mary Lise Brown. PJ Party. She said 10K fast and ready to go. Well, we're not there yet, everybody. We're at 3 minutes. I think hopefully we'll make it. Joy is here. There she is. Lisa Maria. Good morning, Lisa. Barb 7599. She said, "We can hear you." I know, Alex is doing it in the background. Oh gosh. Vicky Veronica is here. Hometown girl. Hello, Guy. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you as well. Hometown girl. Rick Senior's here. Andrea Lynn 81. I speak 1717 said, "Good morning, troublemakers." Boy, isn't that the truth? But I have a feeling
I resemble that remark.
But I have the feeling it's the pot calling the kettle black. I speak 1717. Martin's WB is here. Good morning, Martin. Sherry said, "Howdy, happy Friday from East Tennessee." Wonderful. John Gwynn said, "YouTube is so sensitive. OMG." It's true. I mean, we're gonna have to come up with a whole new song for it. Pureblood Holly Johns is here. Good morning, Holly. Ego's here. Nutty 81. Wendy said, "Happy Freaky Friday." Holy smokes. Yes, it is. Squiggly 77 is here. Sheila's here. John Langloy. Holy smokes. Benji 1959. Big Ben is in the house. Let's see here. PJ Party said 10 likes in 10 minutes. Ready, go. Let's see. We're at 440. Oh,
11.
You guys are on top of it. Wow.
12,000. Don't forget your heartbeats and add your comments and collect your daily points.
Exactly. Beverly Howard is here. Let's see. Wendy's. Well, thank you for all the hearts, Wendy. Hitesh is here. Good morning, Hits.
Morning, Hits.
Charlie said, "Hi, guys. Wind is blowing like Billy Hell here." I don't know who Billy Hell is, but boy, it must be pretty intense. Franny Dragonfly just showed up. Good morning, Franny. Towie Bixby, our cheerleader. Morning, everyone. Nice to see all of you. Good to see you too. David's on top of it with FYF in the chat. Gary Murphy, Lee is here. Holy smokes. Christy B78 from Hayesville, Kansas. Good morning. Bat and Ballin is here. Good morning, fellow Patriots, he said. Good morning to you as well, sir. Tina Kelly. Holy smoke. Kelly Thurman Terms here. Hey. Susan Blue Flames 41. Lynette Ranley. Good morning, everyone. TGIF. Yes, it is a good Friday. All right. Oh, wow. See this chat. If I'm missing you guys, I'm sorry. The chat is doing some crazy things this morning. Kings Girl 1974, Tanya Moonsheiber, holy smokes, Southwest Minnesota Girl, also known as Sassy Minnesota Girl. Sassy messaged me yesterday apologizing for changing her name. And it's cool. I just don't, I don't always catch who is who. So I'm glad that she filled me in on that. Sassy, thanks. Let's see. John Langlois.
Sam must be tired this morning. He's missing Trump trains and money guns, buddy.
Oh, no, I missed a Trump train? Oh, no, you're kidding me. I can't believe I missed the Trump train. Oh, well. Look at everybody in the chat saying, Sam, you missed the Trump train. Sorry. Oh, there it is, the Trump train. I see it. Nice. Excellent. Thank you. Wildlife fan is here. Charlie, martini time. Holy smokes. See, I've got these different screens, and it's hard to get it right. Cindy Hayden, 59. Kevin Kiesler's here. Mama Bear. Oh, the Trump train, another one. Holy smokes. You guys are on fire today. Sherry, Melissa Flinner, Doug Rice, 59. Boogie B. Holy smokes. Everybody's piling in. Ferg said, choo-choo. Exactly. That reminds me of do you guys ever see that movie with Will Smith called, it was when he was a kind of a derelict superhero. You guys ever see that?
Yeah.
And at one point he's having a confrontation with some bad guys, and he says, you really want to get on this train? And the guy leans into his ear and he says, choo choo. And then all hell broke loose. That was great.
I'm glad you added superhero because I didn't know what movie you were talking about until you added that.
Yeah, exactly.
He was dead-eyed.
Exactly. All right. Well, let's see, everybody. Alex, do we have some? Oh, wait. We have David Rawls over on YouTube and Kathleen Paschke over on Facebook. Welcome in, everybody. All right. Let's get to some indices, Alex.
I got distracted this morning with doing video and this and that, and I need to give me 1 second because I got buttons to push.
Well, that's okay. We can make a way around that.
Distracted me. Here we go. Good morning, everybody. Welcome in on this Friday, January 16th, 2026. We'll start with cryptos first this morning. Looking at Bitcoin, up 0.5%. You see 96,944. Ethereum up 0.3 at 33.29. XRP was down overnight, but sitting at 209 right now. Looking at Cardano, 40 cents, up 0.8. And this new format gets me out of rhythm. 0.3% up on Stellar Lumen XLM at 23 cents. Going over to commodities market, crude oil up 67 cents, currently sitting at $59.86 a barrel. Looking at the gold market, down 0.5%. That'd be $25 at $4,590. Silver down $3.57 at $88.80. And rolling. Getting over into, I'll let you say your hellos, or do you want to let Dave roll into farm?
Well, let me get some caught up on a few more people here. Okay. So everybody in the chat is saying it's Hancock. Yes, that's the name of the movie. And apparently there was a Hancock 2, according to C-Rod 645, and I didn't see that. Interesting. Let's see. Allie May is here. Good morning, Allie. Laura McRae is here. Good morning, Laura. Oh, my goodness. Dana Mackey's here. Hey, Dana. Welcome in. All right. Let's see here. Let's go with farming and agriculture there, Dave.
I hope everybody's enjoying this blustery windy day here in the Midwest. Corn is up 2 to 5, soybeans up 1, wheat is up 7 to 9. Cattle is down 1.8% today, and hogs are up like 3 tenths, a little over 3 tenths right there. Uh, as of this morning, the Trump administration is directing employees at the U.S. Department of Agriculture to invest foreign scientists who collaborate with the agency on research for evidence of subversive or criminal activity. So that's going to be exciting. Kind of going back to the Michigan people that came over from China, bringing stuff to damage our crops, cattle, and people. So that'll be interesting to watch and see what comes out of that. But I'm sure there'll be plenty of it.
Yeah, exactly. I Speak 1717 said, I tried to put silver up past $100 with my mind, but it didn't work. Well, I'm sure it's coming. I'm sure it's coming. I don't know how quickly, but I'm sure it's coming. Let's see. Hey, Extreme Diecast is here. Good morning, Extreme. Laura McCrae said, good morning, Sam, from a cold and snowy Ohio. Ooh, burr. Gen X Holtz just showed up. Good morning, Gen X. Oh, my goodness. Mary Lee's Brett. Did I miss another Trump train?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. I can't believe I missed. Sorry, guys. I had to grab something real quick. My apologies. That was from Mary Lee's Brown. Oh, Mary Lee's, you're so sweet. Thank you. All right. Well, let's move it. Oh. Krista Houston said, do we think the DJT will use the Insurrection Act? In a nutshell, yes. Do I think it's going to be an optical rollout? Yes. Do I think it already happened in 2021? Yes. Now, the general population doesn't get that yet. Bat and Ball, and thank you for all the gifts. The general population hasn't been informed in it yet, and you have to have enough buy-in from the population in order so that there isn't, the Punisher, Alex, so that there isn't, chaos in the streets. But I think that, yes, it's going to be enacted. And I think, in fact, one of the stories, we'll just lead off with this one. Let me see if I can find it here. But concerning the Insurrection Act specifically, I think it was Kristi Noem, if I remember correctly, from the Dispatch, talked about. Oh, do we have something going on there?
Nope.
Okay. Let's see here if I can find it. Yeah, Kristi Noem said no plans to pull out of Minnesota. We did discuss the Insurrection Act. So what are we seeing? We're seeing all kinds of chatter about the Insurrection Act. And if you go back and you find out what the stipulated regulations are for the Insurrection Act, there has to be an unrest. President Trump has to come out, call it an unrest, and then he has to encourage everyone twice within a short amount of time to go home to go home. He did all of that in 2021 during the inauguration of Biden. So is it an optical rollout of something that already took place? My guess is yes. I hope that answers your question. Let's see here. Robert Bakarsky's here on YouTube. Richard Pacente. And Richard said, Elon just won a bid for so much silver, it leaves dismal amounts for other electronic industries. Silver will continue to go up. Well, I think that's true. And once this technology from Samsung gets released at scale, and I'm not sure if everybody's aware of that, but essentially they have developed a battery that in today's standards would go up to like 700 miles on one charge for an electric vehicle. And it recharges to 80% in like 10 minutes. But the downside to that is, or the flip side to that is, it requires a whole lot more silver. So how that's going to play out in the long run, I don't know. But yeah, I think silver is just getting started, but we'll have to wait and see how it plays out. All right, well, let's get into some stories. So the U.S. military seized another oil tanker by the name of Veronica in the Caribbean. I've seen so many people push back on the left about President Trump stealing Venezuelan oil. What about the fact that the Venezuelan people are going to benefit immensely from what took place? Alex, what do you think?
Well, there's already calls from Venezuela to the rest of the world that, hey, we're open for business. You open up the natural resources, one of the largest in the world for oil and other things. It makes sense, right? This is the grand master plan to bring down the oil-backed dollar.
Yeah, exactly, Dave.
Yeah, that tanker holds about 800 to 1 million barrels of oil. And the name Veronica means she who brings victory.
Ooh, nice catch there, Dave.
Woo!
Excellent. Hey, Valerie James just popped in. Hey, Valerie. Cindy Lou said Elon Musk believes the Insurrection Act must be enforced immediately in Minnesota. Well, you're absolutely right, Cindy, but I don't think he specified Minnesota. I think he just specified the Insurrection Act. And what has he got, Alex? Like 200 million followers or something?
Oh yeah, and 30 minutes ago he posted, in Minnesota, the troublemakers, agitators, and insurrectionists are in many cases highly paid professionals. The governor and mayor don't know what to do. They have totally lost control and are currently being rendered useless. If and when I am forced to act, it will be solved quickly and effectively. President DJT.
Yep,
About
exactly.
30 minutes ago.
Incredible. Melissa Flinner, thank you for all the gifts. You're so sweet. It's appreciated. Jay Hicks what's that?
11.5 million followers. Sorry.
No, he's got more than 11.
On Truth Social, 11.5 million followers.
Oh, that's on Truth. What about on X?
I
I think it's like 200, 250 million.
Probably. Go ahead and I'll find it.
Okay. Franny Dragonfly is here. She said that was payment for saving Venezuela. Well, I think that's part of it, yes. And I think it's just a merger of multiple countries in this hemisphere that we're going to see play out, probably due to the USMCA. But again,
Yep.
that's just a guess on my
There was a live with the acting president of Venezuela a little bit ago, and she said, "You don't know, these people don't know what freedom is, and President Trump is bringing it to us."
Right, 100%. In fact, she said, let's see here. There was another quote that I'm trying to find. Oh, yeah. So Venezuela's acting president called for the oil industry reforms to allow more foreign investment in her first State of the Union speech. That goes right along with what you're saying, Dave. They're on board. They get it. And it's unfortunate that the left here in America just haven't clued into it yet.
109 million.
100. Oh, that's it? 109? Oh, I thought it was a hell of a lot more than that.
Well, that's all. Just
Exactly.
Kind of weak.
But the fact that he's got that much reach and he's coming out with it tells you everything you need to know, I think.
Well, but he hasn't posted since Christmas on his X account. He very rarely posts on X. The White House does the posting, and all of his posting happens on Truth Social, and then the White House will repost. And the White House only has 3 million.
Huh. Well, they just hit 5 million on TikTok.
3.4, 3.4 million followers, the White House on X. So, I mean, as long as he's putting it out publicly, I don't care where.
Yeah, exactly. Lace and Steel lighting us up. Thank you, Lace. Brian said, made it, but I'm a little late, but I'm here. Well, we're just glad you're here, Brian. Glad you could make it. Exactly. Teresa Faria, contractor, just showed up. Good morning, Teresa. All right, so let's move on. Oh, and everybody, a couple of things. First up, Dr. Glidden will be joining us today. Now, we have a whole new system that you're all aware of. So there may be a little bit of technical issue initially with bringing him on.
No.
Well, maybe not. But the fact is, hey, Top Crop just showed up. Good morning, Seth. Glad you could make it, brother. AJM CSJ is here. Good morning, AJM. Oh, yeah. Andrea Lynn 81 said, did you see Carolyn Levitt go scorched earth on a reporter yesterday? Yes. Yes, I did. She lit that guy up like nobody's business, like a Christmas tree on steroids. 100%.
So many memes about that one.
Exactly. Hey, Dobermom 79 just showed up. Hey, Dobermom. Let's see. We got some trolls in the chat. That's good. Let the trolls roll. All right, let's move on. Initial jobless claims plunged to a near record low, 56-year low recently. Now, when we combine the jobless claims going down, the amount of ridiculously significant investment from foreign entities in the United States of America, our economy is going to explode shortly. At least that's my opinion. Dave, what do you think?
Well, look at the timing, and I know that's a normal release, but look at the timing of this great news going into January 28th when the Fed meets again. And so it's ironic on the timing here. So we'll see what happens. I'm sure it'll be like pouring gasoline on fire.
Yeah, exactly. Alex?
Well, I sent the video to you guys. I actually cropped it out this morning as he was talking about the great health plan he's gonna try to get through. Interesting at the end, towards the end of it, he brought up specifically, why do we have a Federal Reserve Bank instead of the tariff system? And the richest we have been is go back to the late 1800s when we were on a tariff-based system. So he keeps dropping those breadcrumbs. Like the tide's turning. It's just a matter of time, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
For context, it's entertainment purposes only.
Oh, that's right. So, yeah, the key phrases here, you guys, is for context. This live is for educational purposes only. Put it in the chat so we can get some free passes from TikTok. Let's see here. Secret Squirrel. Hey, Secret, haven't seen you in a while. Glad you're here. Squiggly77. Boy, you guys are lighting it up today. Thank you. Wendy J. Wendy, thank you so much. All right, so ABC News, according to ABC News, 17 college basketball players were charged in a point shaving scheme, which led to an indictment. 17 college basketball players? Interesting number. Alex, what do you think?
Interesting number, but I'm not surprised. Look, they made the decision to allow college athletes to get money. It's done. I mean, it's done. It's the same as pros. They're getting money. The college kids are getting money. When you bring money into the situation, it's no longer about the athletics, the performance of the team. So I'm not at all surprised. Is the number coincidental? Absolutely not. But again, shining the light one spot at a time. We all knew this was going on. We've known for a while, especially when they made the decision to allow the college students to get paid.
Yeah, exactly. Dave?
Yeah, and it's only going to highlight even worse. It's going to bring everything as you know. The next guy's making more money, so why not? Why am I not making that money? And so on and so forth. So, I mean, I don't think I've watched a Tulane or Eastern Michigan basketball game in my whole life, but they make a lot more thing exciting. That's for darn sure. Let's see what happens out of it. But yeah, not surprising.
Exactly. Yeah, a woman that I dated years ago, her son was really into basketball. So I was, educating myself on college basketball. And there's some talented young men when it comes to that. But I've got to believe that Vegas has their hands, or whoever the odds makers are, have their hands in all of that stuff.
Well, and for the last, from 99 through 2022, I lived in Lawrence, KU. Like, that's where basketball literally was born. Like, that's where the sport was created. And, back in the days when they were winning championships and you didn't have money coming in and out, the colleges got a lot of money. And I believe to some degree they, kind of brushed some things aside when it came to the players. But, it's big business. And they've ruined it by allowing money into the college kids' pockets. Very talented and super fun to watch, but not anymore.
Yeah. Secret Squirrel, thank you for the hat and mustache. Mary Lees Brown, thank you for the party bus. You guys are so sweet. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's really weird. Huh. The chat's doing some funky things. So if you guys put something in the chat, I didn't catch it, please let me know. But it's moving so fast. Benching 1959 with a whole bunch of squirrels in the chat. I know, Ben. I know. Oh, gosh. Towie Bixby with the money gun. You know where that goes, where I go mentally when I see that money gun. So thank you, Towie. Exactly. All right. So moving on. NewRez, NEWREZ, is a top 5 U.S. mortgage lender. And they've announced that it'll be the first among the top 25 to accept currency assets, like Bitcoin, for mortgage qualification without requiring liquidation, launching next month here in 2026. This is a major, major move, you guys. This is a significant impact, not only to the real estate market, but to assets in general. Alex, what do you make of it?
It's freaking awesome. It's awesome. Like, okay, if you have X amount in crypto, you can show them your account. They verify, but without having to liquidate it. To me, that's the big thing, right? I get to keep it. I don't have to give it to them. I don't give custody to them. All I need to do is show them that I'm holding it. And what that says to me is the value that we are going to see is going to be through the roof. Not financial advice, personal opinion, but not having to liquidate it. That means I don't have to pay taxes on it or capital gains, or I don't have to move it, and I don't have to worry about it being in somebody else's control. I merely need to show them, here's the account, this is what I have. Now, my question is going to be, what are the stipulations contractually that say what I can do with it, right? So I show it to them one day and then I sell it all. Well, there goes your collateral. So it'll be interesting to see how it works out. But yeah, I'm stoked. This is awesome. Awesome.
Yeah. Dave?
And here we are again talking about another entity moving forward crypto. You're cutting out the middleman on here. It's cutting the fat. It's going to save money all the way around, and the speed of it's going to be huge. So it's coming. Targeted for launch in February 2026.
Yeah.
So they've been working on it for a while.
And the third party counter risk, that's the only thing that we're talking about here, because you don't have a middleman. If you don't need a bank to do these things, what happens to the banks? Well, I think we all know what's happening to the banks. In fact, Cindy Lou said the Federal Reserve is because of Rothschilds and Rockefellers. This is for entertainment purposes only. Nice way to throw that in there, Cindy Lou. But right, exactly. The Fed, the IRS, all of it, in my opinion, is going away. And it's going away fast. Hey, Mama Sass just showed up. Hey, Mama. Glad you could make it. Wendy J with the FYF in the chat. Thank you, Wendy. Yeah, it's interesting just how quickly this is happening. There's a lot of people that are saying, oh, it's not happening fast enough. Well, my guess is most of it's already taken place. And what we're just seeing now is a slow roll as to what's going to be happening. But again, nobody knows when or how. But I do believe it is happening. All right, let's move on. So we're having some issues with my screen. There we go. Okay. Sometimes the screens get messed up. So the U.S. and Taiwan have agreed to a long-sought trade agreement that would lower tariffs on goods from the self-governed island to 15% and see Taiwanese semiconductor companies increase financing for American operations by, hold on, $500 billion. Another $500 billion in foreign investment. Once this economy kicks in, I'm telling you, make sure that your trade tables and your seat backs are in their up and locked position, because we are going to skyrocket. Dave, what do you think? Yeah,
without a doubt. It says here Taiwanese firms that invest in the U.S. production facility will receive special exemptions from future semiconductor duties, allowing them to import materials up to 2.5 times their planned U.S. capacity duty-free during the construction. So it's a pro all the way across the deal. You know, it's just another one adding. I think this makes 20 countries that have free trade agreements, United States, and reciprocal and framework deals, 15 plus a few others. So if you don't get on board, you're going to miss it. And I've seen that Canada is doing some good trade deals with China. So they're going the wrong way.
Yep. Towie Bixby said, like, we are the news now. We are the banks now. Very, very accurate assessment. And 100%.
Speaking of news, we have Dr. Peter Glidden with us, sir.
Okay. Hold on there, Doc. We're almost through here. Well, there he is anyway. All right. Good morning, Doc.
Hey, what's happening? Hey, good news. The Canadians just discovered fire, and they got the wheel just last week. So I think
Uh,
things are going to turn around for them quickly.
well, they're gonna both need the fire to get the wheel unfrozen from all that cold weather up there. So that's good.
Exactly. How the heck are you, Doc?
Best day of my life so far.
So far. Well, you're
Yeah.
looking awfully dapper this morning with the tie and the
I am
sports coat.
a slave to fashion, Sam. What can I say?
You are a bit of a clothes horse, I think, huh? Is that what it is, Doc?
Si, senor. Hey, I
Yeah.
had a really great interview with Pat yesterday.
Yep. He called me afterward. He was so excited.
Yeah, really good. I think he's doing some really great stuff, and I think it's going to be a good collaboration. So thanks for the introduction.
Yeah, of course.
Awesome.
And
Awesome.
it's interesting too, because his perspective is we've got to fix the soil. And I agree
Right.
with him. Right.
Yeah.
And how many times have you preached that how many minerals are we not able to get unless it's in the soil? I mean, talk a little bit
All
about
of
that, Doc. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a giant problem, and the irony is that the Senate knew about it in the 1930s. The United States Department of Agriculture sent them a report that said, full stop, red alert, not enough minerals in the soil. And this is a big deal, and they did nothing about it. And since that time, as the mineral concentration in the soil has gone down, it's gone up at exactly the same time, chronic disease. And there's a lot of things that can cause someone to get sick, right? There's crap in the air, crap in the food, crap in the water, political stress, emotional stress, financial stress, weather, aging, microbes, all this stuff, right? But a big deal that's unlooked at and unknown by many people is mineral deficiencies. It's, your body's like a car. The car runs out of power steering fluid. You can't turn the wheel. There's nothing wrong with it. You just need more power steering fluid, right? The car runs out of oil. The engine seizes. Nothing wrong with the master cylinder. You needed more oil. So the human body needs minerals. And as we become more and more and more and more and more and more minerally deficient, thanks to agribusiness and Monsanto, we get sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker. And, it's a recipe for disaster. And that's why we have a chronic health disease epidemic.
Well, and Doc, it's not only a mineral deficiency, a nutritional deficiency, but it's also a toxicity issue. Talk a little bit about toxicity, Doc.
Well, it's a big deal. Toxicity is a big deal, but here's the irony of the situation. If your body is mineralized and nutrified, it can detoxify itself. The body has pretty sophisticated built-in detox systems. The liver is the chief and commander of that whole system. But in order for the liver to do its detoxification job, the liver has a lot of things it does. Detox is one of them. It needs minerals and other nutrients. And if it doesn't have them, you can't detoxify. So it becomes, a catch-22. And also we have detoxification protocols, which are very good. But like my grandmother said, you don't scrub the pot so hard that you break it, right? So there are smart ways to detoxify the human body, and there are dangerous ways to detoxify the human body. I'll tell you a story. The guy that I knew when I was starting in naturopathic medical school in 1987, he lived in the Pacific Northwest, right? I lived in the Pacific Northwest, and he was a big born-again Christian guy. And he decided to go into the woods in the Pacific Northwest for 40 days and do a water fast like Jesus did. And he actually did it. He went into the woods. All he did was drink water for 40 days. He came out of the woods, and 2 months later, he got leukemia. And within 2 years, he was dead. And so here's the deal. The human body needs nutrients in order to run effectively. Your body needs nutrients in order to be able to detoxify effectively. So if this is how many nutrients your body needs, but this is how many it has, and then you go on an aggressive fast, what happens? Your body burns fat. 97% of the exogenous nasty biochemicals that find their way into the body that are, toxic are fat soluble. So the body sticks that crap into fatty tissue to get it out of the way. Now you fast, you burn all that fat, you liberate the toxins. Now the toxins are in the general circulation. They go into the liver. because that's what happens. And the liver tries to detoxify them, but it doesn't have enough nutrients to do it. So now they sneak through the liver and now they're in your general circulation and you're going to die. It's like stirring up a hornet's nest. If you do a fast or any type of aggressive detoxification program without first having the requisite nutrients present so your body can handle the load. It's really pretty elementary, but nobody knows this crap because big pharma has everybody by the balls, and it's a big freaking problem.
Well, you know, Doc, my brother, Dr. Mike, God rest his soul, he started a company called True to Life. And True to Life was taken over by Youngevity. This is years ago.
Yeah.
And I was,
Yeah.
Instrumental in that acquisition.
Yeah.
And Dr. Mike created something called the Liver Pure Detox. And his whole focus was to detoxify the liver and the gallbladder. Because as he put it, he said, what was the most beautiful organ in the body? He would always say the liver, because it was responsible for detoxification.
And here's a fun fact to know and tell. The liver is the only organ in the human body that can regenerate itself all by itself. The skin can't even do that. You can remove, I don't know, 2/3 maybe of the liver and it'll grow back. It'll grow back. It's like, how the hell does that happen? Well, there are phytochemicals in beets that stimulate hepatoneogenesis, which is fancy schmancy doctor talk for let's grow some new liver cells, boys. So doing a 21-day beet juice protocol once a year, fresh squeezed beet juice is a really, really good therapy that people should get on board with. I outline how to do it on the website.
Excellent. So Beverly Howard said, exactly, God built an awesome machine. The body is so amazing. Absolutely it is. Leonard Little has a question for you, Doc. He said, how bad are the Monster drinks and Red Bull drinks for your health?
Well, okay. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to go into your garage. I want you to take the cap off the oil pan and I want you to drain 2/3 of the oil out of your engine. All right. Then I want you to put the cap back on. And then I want you to get in the car and I want you to drive it at 120 miles an hour somewhere. Just drive it as fast as you can and see what's going to happen. The engine's going to seize because you're driving it at that high speed with not enough oil. It's going to be a problem. So when you caffeinate with the Monster drinks, you upregulate your metabolism and everything's going at 100 miles an hour, but you don't have enough nutrients to handle the load, so something's going to break. Right. This really isn't rocket science, right? I mean, this is not, you don't have to have a PhD in biochemistry to understand this. It's really straightforward. The body knows how to fix itself. It wants to fix itself. It's trying to fix itself, but it needs things in order to handle the stress of life. Eat nutrients, 90 essential nutrients are a big part of the body's need or what the body needs in order to just, be healthy and work the way that God intended it to. And if you don't have that stuff, something's going to break.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then you go to a medical doctor, they don't have any training in this. They throw a drug at it that just manages the problem. It doesn't fix the root cause of the problem. Then you get side effects from the drug. Then the drug stops working. Why does the drug stop working? Because the drug uses nutrients to work. So the longer that you're on the drug, the less nutrients you have. So the sicker and sicker and sicker you get. It's a perfect recipe for chronic disease. And that's why we're in the pickle that we're in.
Mama Sass said, what can you use to detox your liver safely? I'm going to answer that one, Mama. If you go to my website, samshalhoub.com, click on the Get Your Supplements button. That'll take you to the website where you can buy all of these products. This is specifically called the Liver Pure System. And it is a 24, 48-hour process. My brother developed it, God rest his soul. But it is one of the most effective liver detoxes that you'll ever find. Now, there's other things that you can do. Dr. Glidden, if you go to his website, through my website, he has a membership-based website it is chock full of information. Doc, tell people a little bit about your website and how they can access it.
Okay, so I'll give you the real quick cliff notes. So I've been doing this for 37 years as a licensed naturopathic physician, right? Helping real people with real disease to recover their health. And after 37 years, you start to see trends. And one of the most humbling come to Jesus revelation moments, revelatory moments that I've had in my professional career was when I was working with my colleague, Dr. Wallach, who basically wrote the book on medical nutrition. Wallach was in charge of a $25 million research project. He did 10,000 autopsies, a million blood chemistries and histopathologies over the course of 10 years. His research is now in the Smithsonian Institution. It's a national treasure, Wallach's research, and it rewrote our understanding of medical nutrition and its effects on human health. And so I'm working with Wallach, and I'm at a lecture in Kankakee. It was the first time I'd ever seen Wallach lecture, right? At Kankakee, Illinois. And it's me and Wallach and about 60 other people, maybe 4 of which had college education. Most of the people in the room had high school educations. It was a real blue collar community of people. And these people are standing up. It's testimonial time. They're standing up. Oh, yeah, I had type 2 diabetes. I don't have that anymore. Oh, I had macular degeneration. Guess what? I don't have that anymore. Oh, I had chronic heartburn. I don't have that anymore. Oh, I needed hip replacement. Well, I don't need that anymore. My freaking head exploded because none of these people had had private appointments with anybody. They had just taken Wallach's advice. They stopped eating these foods because those foods are hurting their body, and they started taking these nutritional supplements. That's all that they did. They filled their body's nutritional tank up, and guess what? The body fixed itself. My freaking head exploded. Because, I was of the opinion, well, you need a private appointment. You need a private appointment. You need a private appointment. Well, guess what? You don't. So when I figured that out, I started collating and collecting, treatment protocols from myself and my colleagues, self-help health recovery. And I put them all on my website. And that's the information of the website. It's self-help health recovery, stuff you can start today, right now, from the comfort of your own home without the need for a doctor's appointment to stimulate your body's built-in God-given ability to fix itself. And in addition to the treatment protocols, I think I have 105 of them, maybe something like that. I also have a whole section on the website called Medical Myth Busting, where I tell you things like, oh, guess what? It's the blood that pumps the heart. It's not the heart that pumps the blood. What? Oh, guess what? Cholesterol is your friend. It's not the Antichrist. Oh, guess what? You should be salting your food because your body needs it. And more and more and more. And there's all kinds of things in the medical myth busting section. It's one of my favorite sections of the website. Plus, for my subscribers, I do 2 hours of Q&A every week. 2 hours of Q&A. They come to the live Q&A sessions. They type in a question and I answer it. This is how I'm going to change the world, by showing people what to do to make themselves healthy. And I'm really excited to do it. We have great testimonials all the time. I don't know all the answers. Myself and my colleagues, we don't have all the answers, but we have quite a few of them. And people need to know what we know.
Right. And everybody that wants to be part of Dr. Wallach's website, go to my website, samshalhoub.com, click on Dr. Glidden's button, use the code SAM, and he has generously offered 30% discount for our
How
viewers.
much? How much?
I know, yeah. Maybe I should say it's quietly so Doc doesn't remember. 30%. Alex, you had a question?
I do. You brought up salt and the myths around salt. I was just having this conversation with a friend of mine, a neighbor, who the current medical situation, the doctors are telling him, oh, it's your thyroid, cut salt out completely, and they're going to inject radiation into his blood and do scans. And how important for everybody just is salt to your diet?
I mean, it's super important. But by the way, here's another little historical anecdote. Salary, the word salary, is derived from salt, because in Roman times, people were paid not only with coin, but with salt, because that's how important it was. It's like super important to the overall health of the body. One of the main reasons that we need salt is because salt is NaCl, sodium chloride. We need the chloride in order to have strong stomach acid. which is made, hydrochloric acid is a combination of hydrogen and chloride. Well, the body can't make either one of those. They got to be imported. We get hydrogen from breathing air, but we get chloride from food or mostly from salt. So if you're not salting your food so that it tastes good, you're going to be deficient in chloride. If you're deficient in chloride, your stomach acid is going to be weak. If your stomach acid is weak, you won't be able to digest your food properly. If you can't digest your food properly, you can't extract the nutrients that are in the food properly. And then when you get undigested food trickling down and traveling through the small intestine, the undigestedness of the food damages the intestinal wall, making it harder for you to assimilate the nutrients that you did digest. And oh, by the way, heartburn is caused by not enough stomach acid instead of too much stomach acid. The medical doctors have that completely wrong. And one of the main drivers of heartburn is people having salt deficient diets. And oh, by the way, in 1958, I think, Harvard University of all places published a study that said salt has nothing to do with high blood pressure. Now, you can overdo salt. You can overdo water. You can overdo anything, but it's really, really hard to overdo it with salt. It's a super important nutrient. And if you don't have salt in your diet, you will have weak digestive acid, you will get heartburn, and you will accelerate the genesis of chronic disease because your body is unable to assimilate, to pull the nutrients out of the food that you just ate because you don't have enough hydrochloric acid in your stomach.
Benji 1959 and John Gwynn both said, just drank my Tangy Tangerine 2.5, Doc. Exactly. As you should be. Good job, you guys.
The proof of the pudding's in the eating, so let's go.
Yeah, Beverly Howard said sea salt. Would you agree with Ed? Now, I think you would recommend it's iodized sea salt, right, Doc?
Yeah, if you can get it, iodized. My favorite is of all the salts is sea salt. Iodized sea salt is better. There's a company out of the Great Salt Lake in Utah called Real Salt, R-E-A-L, Real Salt. They have iodized salt. It's from the Great Salt Lake. I'm good with that. I would like to take a Geiger counter and, check my sea salt because of Fukushima. That was a freaking horrible disaster. I used to live in Seattle, and I don't anymore. But the next time I go to Seattle, there's a big fish market in Pike Place Market, and it's pretty famous. They throw the salmon, all around, and it's fun. I want to take a Geiger counter there and see if there's any ionizing radiation coming off of the fish from Fukushima. But that's a whole nother story. So yes, I'm in favor of sea salt with iodine.
Yeah, and they could have mitigated Fukushima when it happened, but they chose not to. And then the water from Fukushima in the Pacific Ocean made its way to California. Not to mention jet stream, carrying those toxins over here into California because it goes over the Pacific, drops down into California, and then moves on to Texas. That was a major issue that people just weren't aware of. So I'm glad that you brought that up, Doc. Gary Murphy says, so what's the cure for macular degeneration?
Well, there's no such thing as macular degeneration. It doesn't exist. There's no such thing as diabetes. It doesn't exist. Disease, you can't treat a disease. The disease doesn't exist. And I'm not being flip here. This is a really kind of important concept to understand. You really have to grok this, right? You are the disease. We don't treat the arthritis because that's impossible. What are you going to do? Bring me a box full of arthritic bones and I'm going to treat them? You can't do it. I can treat a person who has been diagnosed with arthritis, or I can treat a person who has been diagnosed with macular degeneration. That's an entirely different thing than treating a disease, which is what, by the way, the medical doctors do. And that's why they fail. And, that's why there's no cure for cancer, because the tumor is not the disease. It's the result of the disease. Doc, but don't get me started. So for macular degeneration, what we do is we give the body nutrients that it needs in order to optimize its structure and function. And that's the protocol for that is outlined on my website. It's too complicated for me to tell you, a 30-second soundbite here, but just go to my website through Sam's link, become a subscriber, and then navigate to the health recovery protocols, macular degeneration. I tell you exactly what to do.
Kevin Kiesler said, I remember back in the 70s, I worked in a foundry and we took salt tablets every shift. David Morales over in the UK said, I have a question. Is the human body at its optimum when the pH is the same as the oceans?
No, that's a myth. That's a really great question, by the way. And this from the Shameless Department of Self-Promotion. On my website, I have a really good 45-minute presentation which explains the whole acid alkaline thing. There are different systems of the body, like there's your digestive system and there's your central nervous system and there's your musculoskeletal system. And different parts of the body need different levels of acidity or alkalinity in order to work. Like your stomach acid should be so freaking strong that if you cut your finger off and swallowed it, your body would be able to digest it. That's how strong your stomach acid should be. That's interesting. But your muscles don't need to be that acidic. And if your muscles are that acidic, you're going to have big freaking problems. The body has 5 buffering systems, 5, that it uses to manage the pH in every different part of the body to keep it running smoothly. And the main driver of the buffering system is protein. And the next is minerals. So if you have adequate amounts of protein in your blood and adequate amounts of minerals, then your body manages its pH because it can. You don't need to micromanage the pH of the body. You don't. And if you try to micromanage the pH of the body, you're going to upset the apple cart. You just got to give the body everything that it needs in order to do that by itself, because it'll do it way better than you can. So you don't need to worry about that. You need to worry about getting nutrified, because once you're nutrified, your body will handle its pH.
Doc, and that brings up another question. There are specific tests that people have been propagating for years, where they go in, they do a blood test, and then it breaks out all these different markers. And then they try to attach some sort of a protocol to those blood markers. But the reality is your blood markers change every day, all day long, right? So wouldn't it be a wiser choice to attack it from a global perspective, like you're talking about, in terms of 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 2 essential fatty acids, and so forth?
Yes, and this is the secret to our success, because I don't have to micromanage anything. All I have to do is realize that the body knows how to do it. Our body is endowed with divine intelligence. And if you don't believe that, then I can't help you. Your body is so smart, it grew itself all by itself from one cell into you. How the hell did that happen? Well, the divine intelligence is running the show. Right now, there are billions with a B of biochemical reactions happening all the freaking time, and they're all outside of your conscious control. Well, who's running that show? Well, the divine intelligence is running that show. And oh, by the way, when the body dies, Elvis leaves the building, right? The spirit leaves the body at the moment of death. What happens to the body? It decomposes. Same biochemistry, same everything. Why does it decompose? Well, because Elvis has left the building, right? The spiritual intelligence, which was running everything, is not there anymore. So our bodies know how to fix themselves. They want to fix themselves. They're trying to fix themselves. So I have the easiest job in the world. I just have to give the body everything it needs to do that, and counsel people to stop eating stuff that's gumming up the works. So no, a couple times a year, let's do a parasite cleanse. Once a year, let's do a detox thing. And we do this, and guess what? The body starts working like freaking magic, and it's awesome.
Hey, Doc, Brian Piquel over on Facebook said, what about carpal tunnel?
Yeah, carpal tunnel is caused by a deficiency in manganese. Manganese, it's specific to carpal tunnel, but we don't just give manganese. We give all 90 essential nutrients plus manganese. And if you do that, and also to accelerate the cure of this, if you stick your wrist into ice cold water, and I mean ice cold, I mean cold water with a whole bunch of ice in it, and you stick your wrist in there for 3 minutes, 3 times a day, and then you let it air dry, it will accelerate the cure. But you need manganese on top of the 90 essential nutrients to get that job done.
Doc, Leonard Little said, you just made the most sense I've ever heard in my life. That is a significant. But Doc, it's true. I say this all the time when you're on. I'm so grateful that you're part of this fight, because if it wasn't for people like you, we'd be lost. You know, from a physiology.
Well, that's very kind of you. And I am good at this, right? You know, I mean, but I got to be honest, man. If I seem tall to you, it's because I'm standing on the shoulders of giants. The very little of the information that I give to people is stuff that I've thought up myself. You know, I'm a lens through which this information is becoming focused, and I'm good at it. But none of it comes from me. Well, some of it does, but most of it comes from other people, and I'm just the messenger. So here we go.
Did you want to show everybody your swollen arm again, Doc?
Yeah, and I can't because I'll rip my suit, man. It's expensive.
Just so everybody knows, Doc, I was on his question and answer this week, and he was giving himself a little pat on the back. He was giving us a muscle and showing us how big his arms were, and I had to give him a hard time about it. But unfortunately, he didn't see my question or my statement in the chat. Doc, there's a whole bunch of people asking about borax. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I don't know too much about borax. I've never needed to use it. Don't know that much about it. I think it's kind of a non-starter. I think it's one of those, you know, like methylene blue flavor of the month things. And I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, this is not difficult to understand. And this is so simple that most people, it goes right over their head. They don't get it. And that's the function of the culture that we've grown up inside of, right? All that you need to do, there are a number of things necessary in order to optimize the structure and function of the human body, but there are two foundational steps, and you must secure these before you do anything else. And frequently, when you just do these two foundational steps, your body fixes itself and everything is good and you don't need to do anything else. Number one, you have to stop eating food that's hurting you. Now, my colleagues and I have identified 12 foods that you should stop eating. They're listed on my website. They're called the 12 bad foods. And I also tell you why each one of them are bad. Number two, you have to fill your body's nutritional tank up with the essential nutrients that it needs that are no longer in the food. And I tell you how to do that. So you fill your body's nutritional tank up on a regular basis. You stop eating food that's coming up the works. And guess what? Your body fixes itself. And these are the foundational steps that everybody needs to take. And then we can have a conversation about kill the parasites. And then we can have a conversation about how to detox. And then we can have a conversation about how many calories. And then we can have a conversation about fasting. And then we can have a conversation about hydrotherapy. And all of which is great. But until you have this foundation in place, we're spitting into the freaking wind. Because your body just will not have the stuff it needs to work the way that God intended it to. A period, hard stop.
Yeah, and for all of you who are wondering, the basic foundational system is if you go to my website, click on Get Your Supplements, and it'll take you to a website. You want to get the Healthy Start Pack or the Healthy Foundation. What are they calling it now, Doc?
Yeah, the Healthy Foundation Pack.
Yeah, and it'll give you the 3 ingredients that you need to have. That's what I take every day, and I have for years. And I think Doc would agree with me on that, right, Doc?
Yeah, 100%. That's why it was called the Healthy Foundation Pack. And look, ladies and gentlemen, you know, somebody has to win the gold medal, right? I mean, all wine is made from grapes, but there's a pretty big difference from bottle to bottle, depending on all these variables. Not all whiskey is the same. Let me tell you, there's a big difference from bottle to bottle. It's the same with nutritional supplements. I've been doing this for 37 years. And the supplements that I recommend are the ones that are the most effective. They deliver the best clinical results of anything that I've ever seen. And that's why I recommend them. So you would be wise to pay attention to this and get on board with this stuff, because the proof of the pudding's in the eating. You know, I want you to trust me enough to do it, but the only reason you should continue to do it is if you see results. And 83% of the time, people get results.
David Morrell said, there's a real silence when Dr. G explains it in layman's terms. We're soaking up the invaluable knowledge. It's so logical and appreciated. Alex, you had a question?
Well, a couple things. First off, Sam, you missed the eye roll Allie put in the chat because I have been telling her for quite a while to ice her wrists 3 times a day for carpal tunnel. Thank
Yeah.
you, Doc.
welcome.
Secondly,
Allie Mae is his wife, Doc, by the way.
Great minds think alike.
we got people in the chat talking about, you're a salesman and your wife sells your supplements, and I think they missed the part where the supplements that you're selling are Dr. Wallach's, which have how many millions of dollars, and the research is in the Smithsonian. So get your facts straight, folks, before you come in. And Doc, thank you so much.
You're welcome. And so number one, I'm not married.
Wow.
We're together. We've been together for 19 years, but we're not married. And you know why we're not married?
Because you don't need the state's approval. That's why.
You don't need
that's one reason. But that's one reason. But there's another reason, and it's more heartbreaking. In the United States of America, the only thing that can legally treat a disease is a drug. Let me say that one more time. In the United States of America, the only thing that can legally treat a disease is a drug, which is why if you go to the health food store, it doesn't say diabetes RX on the nutritional supplement bottle. It says blood sugar support. It doesn't say arthritis fix. It doesn't say carpal tunnel fix. It says bone and joint support. Because according to the Food and Drug Administration and the Federal Trade Commission, if you say directly or indirectly that a nutritional supplement that you are making money from the sale of has a relationship to being able to mitigate a disease, that's illegal. And they're going to shut you down. Let me say it again. It's illegal. You can't say that. And that's a bullshit law. But that's the way that the law is, and this is how deep the pharmaceutical industry has its claws into the entire social fabric. And don't get me wrong, thank God for lidocaine, thank God for insulin, thank God for general anesthesia. It's not the drug, it's how it's used. It's not the gun, it's how it's used. But the laws in this country regarding medicine and its application are unbelievably hostile against anything that's curative. So here comes Dr. Glidden. Now, I'm a naturopathic doctor, so I can, and there are 24 states in the United States, the corporate United States, that license and regulate naturopathic medicine. In those states, I can treat residents of those states with anything that I want, and I can say that I'm treating a disease. But when I'm making generic recommendations for everybody in the United States, everybody in Canada, everybody in the world, if I say that this group of supplements is a really good treatment for somebody who has been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, and I make money from the sale of that shit, I'm going to jail. And I want you to think that one through long and hard. It's an unbelievably messed up system. It has this jackbooted heel on the throats of every alternative doctor in the freaking world. So
Southwest Minnesota Girl said, we need medical freedom, something that you talk about quite often.
So, I have real patients with real illness that have recovered with these protocols. But if I'm selling the stuff myself, I can't say that. So I divorced myself from the revenue stream. I do not make any money from the sale of the supplement. My partner does, but we're not married for that reason. It's a separation of church and state. And if that doesn't piss you off, I don't know what will.
So last question, Doc. Stargazer Teresa said, what is good for rheumatoid arthritis? I eat organic already.
Yeah,
before you answer that, Doc, I can't even tell you how many people are applauding you and thanking you for doing what you're doing. But go ahead with that question.
Okay. I don't think I've ever told anybody that on a live presentation before, by the way.
Thank you.
I don't know why that came out. Okay. So rheumatoid arthritis, right? Your medical doctor will tell you that you went to bed on Monday, you were fine, and you woke up on Tuesday and your immune system decided to attack your joint. No reason. You just body decided to attack itself. That's what an autoimmune disease is. Your immune system has decided to attack a certain part of your body, and whatever part of your body it attacks, it's given a different name, right? It's Sjogren's, it's Hashimoto's thyroiditis, it's systemic lupus erythematosus, it's rheumatoid arthritis, whatever the hell it is, right? And they don't know why. And so their treatment is to give you drugs that suppress your immune system. Okay, that seems a little silly, and it is. So with rheumatoid arthritis, which is supposed to be an autoimmune disease, right? Here's what we postulate. Number one, you've been eating food unwittingly your entire life that's causing low levels of inflammation all the time. It's like death by 1,000 cuts. And in your body, the inflammation that has produced has come out in the joints. In your brother's body, it might come out in his thyroid. In your sister's body, it might come out on her skin. We don't know why that happens, but it does. Everybody has weak links that they've been born with, and that's where the inflammation goes. I don't know why. So, number one, chronic consumption of inflammatory foods that are killing you slowly. Number two, here's how many nutrients your body needs to maintain the structure and function of the joint. Here's how many nutrients your body has. So the stress of life plus the inflammatory foods whittles away at the health of the joint, whittles away at the health of the joint, whittles away at the health of the joint. You wake up on Tuesday and now you've got joint pain. Now, there's one more thing that we think is associated with an autoimmune disease anywhere in the body. We think that it's the result of an occult parasitic infection. Because here's the mechanism. This is, again, I'm giving you the cliff notes here. This is kind of a complicated situation. But when a bug enters the body, like a microbe that shouldn't ought to be there, like a parasite, or, a bacteria, the immune system becomes stimulated. And the immune system starts looking for the protein on the outside of the bug. It's like, back in the 80s, maybe even still today, I don't know, but different gangs wore different colors, right? They were different gang signs. So you knew, oh, this guy was a member of the Crips, or this guy was a member of the Bloods, or whatever the hell it was, right? Well, foreign invaders to the body have different colors that are on their protein coat. And so the immune system sees that and starts to build antibodies against that. So now the antibodies are circulating through the body and they're looking for that particular protein signature. And when they find that protein signature, they latch onto it and another part of the immune system is stimulated and that comes in and tries to kill it. It's like the little Miss Pac-Man in Miss Pac-Man tries to eat up the bugs, right? So as fate would have it, there are some bugs that enter into the body and their protein coat is really similar to an organ in your body. So your body builds an antibody against the bug, and the antibody mistakenly attaches to healthy tissue because the protein of the healthy tissue resembles the protein of the foreign invader. And that's why your body attacks itself, because it's going after the bug, but it mistakenly latches onto healthy tissue. That's one theory. The other theory is that with rheumatoid arthritis, there's an infection in the body by a bacteria called a mycoplasma, which comes from, it's an airborne illness. Valley fever, I think, is caused by mycoplasma. But if a mycoplasma gets into the body through the lungs, it will leave the lungs, and for some reason, again, I don't know why, it takes up residence in the joints. It likes to live in joint areas. I don't know why. I don't know how that happens. Now you get mycoplasma in the joints, and the immune system recognizes that and is trying to kill it. But because they're all in the joints, as the immune system is dissolving or eating up the mycoplasma in the joints, the action of the immune system spills over into surrounding healthy tissue and causes inflammation there, which would not have happened if the mycoplasma was not there. So either way, whether it's, a mistaken protein coat thing, or it's just the anatomical location of the bug, either way, it's caused by a bug, and you need to kill the freaking bug in order to get on the other side of the illness. So in addition to don't eat the bad foods and fill the body's nutritional tank up, we do an anti-parasitic protocol to kill the bug. And, I'm sorry for such a long explanation, but this is the deal. I do not want to give you a fish. I want to teach you how to fish. You need to understand why this shit is happening. And, when was the last time a medical doctor ever told you anything? Besides shut up and let me take your blood pressure, right? It's like, give me a break. So
don't beat around the bush, Doc. Come right out with it. Whatever you're thinking, just don't beat around the bush.
Tell us how you really.
It's like that.
Exactly. All right, everybody. So Doc's gone way over as usual, and we're so grateful. Two things. If you want to become part of his membership, go to samshalhoub.com, click on Dr. Glidden's button, use the code SAM to get a 30% discount. We're trying not to remind him of that. And secondly, the supplements you're looking for, go to my website, click on the Get Your Supplements button. It's called the Healthy Start Pack, the Healthy Foundation Pack. And if you have any questions, just message me and I'll walk you through it. I've done it with many, many people. I'd be happy to do it. Dr. Glidden, as always, you are an incredible gift to not only myself, but to our viewers and everyone in the world. And we just thank you for being here every Friday.
Oh, you're very kind, gentlemen. Thank you so much. Never stop what you're doing, because, the world needs you, I think, more than you think they do. So keep it up. All right.
And
Thanks, Doc.
Very important.
See you in the future. God willing. Thanks.
Thank you for your authenticity and sharing something so personal. Genuinely, thank you.
Well, that's the last time that's going to happen. You're welcome.
I don't know. I might have to have a talk with Brenda about that. All right, Doc. Thanks. Okay. All right, everybody. Dr. Glidden, once again, coming through, looking around. I'm looking around for a set of stairs for him to dance around on like Rocky, because he does it every time. He brings the goods every show, and we're so grateful for it. Okay, so let's see. Where are we at? Oh, my God. 140,000 likes. You guys are awesome. Incredible. So that means one thing. We're dancing today. Alex, can you shut off? Oh, everybody over on YouTube and Facebook, we're ending the show there now. We'll see you on Monday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific time. And I'm ready when you are, Alex.
I'm clicking the buttons.